Good day, everybody. Today I am going to take a couple of pictures that I'd like to share with you of a miniature rose from my front yard. The setup here is that I have my Nikon mirrorless camera and perhaps my favorite lens, the Nikon 105 macro. I have a strobe. This is a Godox AD200. It's a pair of them on the same stand here with a grid on the front to kind of focus or limit where the light can go. I have on the top a flash trigger, and then over here I have a monitor so you can follow along at home. I will be trying to flash up the pictures as I take them as well. So the first thing we're going to do is, and this is something I think everybody likes to do with flowers, is to spray it with some water. I have the strobes kind of coming down at a bit of an angle, and you can see roughly how I have the shot composed. The idea that I'm trying to go for is a bit of an early morning light peering through and hitting this flower with some dew on it. Obviously it's cheating a bit because we're inside a studio, or I guess you can call this a studio. But anyway, here we go. I forgot to mention that I also have this, it's a remote trigger that connects to the camera. I like this a lot better than just the shutter release, because I can actually control all of the functions of the camera from this. It's really intended to mount to like the side of a structure or something like that you would have around the camera, but I find it fine to just handhold as it is. So I am going to set you down, and we are going to get this focused and take a shot. Right now I'm at f40, so very, very tiny aperture. Gives me a large depth of field. At this distance, it is still fairly small, a fairly narrow depth of field. But that does require the strobe to be quite bright, which is, I think I have it at half power, or one half. So let's see what we get. And that looks pretty nice. The monitor, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but the monitor has what looks like some light bleeds, but that's actually just a defect in the monitor and not on the image itself. So this looks quite nice. One thing I have been super impressed with both the camera and the lens setup is at f40, which is far smaller aperture than the most lenses will go. It has pretty well controlled diffraction. It's not as tack sharp as it could be, but I think it looks better, within reason. I think it comes out better than a focus stack set. So I think this image actually is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I might try to back up just a tad, because this one, the bottom leaf here was not in focus, or was not fully in the frame. So let's take another image. Yes, that looks pretty nice. What I will do now is, for just comparison's sake, I'm going to take an image using focus stacking at like f8. So I'm going to stop down to f8 so that the image is much more in focus. That means I'm going to have to bump down the power quite a bit on my strobes, and let's see what that does. Maybe go up just a little bit. Yeah, I think we're back where we were. As you can see, the very front of the flower is in focus now, but you know, the leaves to the front and those in the back are falling out of focus pretty fast. So what I'm going to do is a focus bracket set, and this camera actually does that automatically. I'm going to bump it down to, let's say, 30 shots. And we will hit start. And now it will take one image every second 30 times. I do the 1 second delay so the flash has time to recycle. Okay, now one thing you can do with this setup is kind of rotate through the images, and it's probably hard to see on the screen here, but as I scroll through the images, you can actually see the area that's in focus shift from front to back, and that's pretty cool. And what I'll do offline is stitch these together using Helicon Focus, and then I'm going to give you a view of the F40 version and the F8 version with the focus stacking. I hope this was interesting to you. If it was, hey, leave me a comment. I would love some feedback. Was this helpful? Would you like to see something else? So thank you. I hope you have a great day.